Well, pardon me for the quality of video, brought to you by our corporate structure that can't make equipment work properly, which is one of our biggest complaints, is make everything as cheap as possible so we can throw it out within 2 minutes so we can buy something all over again. There's some huge problems with our world that a lot of people are starting to wake up to, but you're not waking up to what the problems are. So I am coming from a state of real frustration because the people that are claiming to want change don't really want change. They just want more. It's almost like greed is wrong, but you want to have the right to be greedy. You don't like them being greedy, you want part of their greed. And I'm seeing so much insanity that it's really frustrating, and it's like, where do we begin? So I'm going to try and explain a little bit more some things that have happened to me. I'm going to talk today about P-branes. That's apparently the official scientific term. We all learn our reality through science, something that can be proven. So P stands for the number of brains used to perceive your world with. So a one brain is a particle. Oh no, it's a particle, I think, with height. So that's all you see. When you look out in the world, all you see, it's more like you'd be living, I think, I think that's what it is. It's either height or width, it doesn't matter, it's still one. But you're seeing, it's like living in flatland. Everything is flat. Okay? A two brain is equal to, you see a particle with height and width. Okay, that's how you view your perspective. A three brain is equal to, you've got height, width, and depth. So it's 3D, three-dimensional. Four brain is equal to four-dimensional objects moving in time. So that's why you get to see us all moving around, because you're viewing it from a four brain perspective. You can actually see things in your reality moving along. Now, in that we perceive that we're in a 3D with time perspective. Okay, so let's look at, this is a one brain. Okay, to expand how you perceive, there's a two brain perspective. Okay, now if you want to increase that, see, in order to know you are perceiving this, you have to be outside of this to know you're there. So you may experience it in a one brain, but you actually have to be in a two brain to see yourself doing it. So it's like being in a fishbowl. You don't know you're a fish in a fishbowl until you're outside of that fishbowl looking in on yourself. So to get out of a two brain, you have to come outside of here to see that you are. So this is a one brain. This one is a two brain. This is a three brain. So if you are seeing three-dimensional objects moving in time, you're experiencing in here, but you're actually in a four brain world. Okay, so you are in this world looking down at yourself here. But what you need to do is go here to the 5 brain reality so you can see what's going on here. So this is 3D with time. In here, there is no time. That's why the Mayan calendar is suggesting that we have the potential to make a global awareness and end time. But you have to get up into here. Now, what has happened to me is I was in Calgary, went through friggin' hell. I would love to go down to that Occupy Calgary, but I don't think they're quite ready for me. They're too stuck in here, and like they're actually here but looking in on themselves there, but they're too stuck in that. They can't come outside of their box. Nobody on Wall Street, anybody that I've seen so far, cannot make the leap out into here. And what happened to me was I went here. So I went to a 6 brain world, looking in on what was happening in this world. So trust me, I seen what it's like to have no time. I seen exactly how the world operates from that perspective. This is the wildest perspective, that it's like while you're here, while you're still in the fishbowl and you can't even get out to see that you're in a fishbowl, there's no way in hell you'll be able to comprehend what I see. That's the problem. This here, this and this level, you will perceive it as being totally insane. And to a certain perspective, it is, because there are people that, like, I can really understand the mentality of people, the genius insanity, I can even see that going on. And it's like, if you're a genius and people can't understand you or comprehend you, how good of a genius are you if you can't relate what it is you're trying to talk about? What I've seen out there, there's no way I can exist. That's my struggle, is nobody can live outside as there unless the whole goes there with them. It's not like I'm smarter than anybody else. It's like I was pushed off that cliff, and what I see happening is everybody's going to be pushed off that cliff as well, and it's not a pretty sight. It is so friggin' painful. You lose everything, and if you go out into that world and not be able to relate with other people, it's a very, very lonely place. I can't describe how lonely that is. But the process of going there, you can go mad. You can go literally, totally insane. And why? Because if you don't admit you're wrong about something, you will let your emotions get completely out of your control. Your emotions are driving all of us, and you're in no control of your emotions. Even I, like when you see this, it's like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just because I was here, I cannot exist there. Not one person can exist there without the whole. We're a oneness. So if you go out there, how reality works is like I'm no longer functioning in this world anymore. And it's like, hey, I love my kids. It is almost like how you would perceive it to be autistic. You just stop receiving any information from the insane P-brain world, small P-brain world. They can't receive information, and you can't communicate with other people. That's why I wanted to do work on a website on how to cure autism, because as it turns out, the cure is, like, if this was autism, then if traditionally what the doctors are trying to do is cure them, pull them back into insanity, when in actual fact it's the family members that have to be pulled out to there. And because it's environment, it's everybody around you affects you, and autistic kids just shut their brains off, and there is a level of insanity there. So it's not to say that somebody with autism knows it all and they're perfect. No, they're not. They're dysfunctional. They're just equally as dysfunctional as somebody within the outside, because they don't know what it is they're doing. They can't quite comprehend, because we are a oneness. It's frustrating. How do you get along with them, and how do they get along with you? Because we still live in the same world. We're just perceiving everything completely different. So it's like we all got to get over to there. And there are like the medical community, the truly insane elites that are trying to, medicate our children so they are autistic. This is not something that, if you take a pill, if you are poisoning your body in any way, shape, or form to become autistic, you are friggin' insane. Because it is pushing humanity into that other level, but they don't even know how to do it themselves, because they haven't seen their own insanity yet. In a way, I kind of think they know what they're doing, that they're trying to make the world jump out into there, but they're doing it in such an evil manner. It's like, if they torture people enough, then they'll want to leave their torture. It seems to be the game that's being played. So I can't really understand why the people at the very, very, very top, who really think they know where they're guiding humanity to. In one way, I can see that, yeah, the only way to get out of the box is by pushing people out of the box. So they need to cause as much pain as possible on all of humanity. But it is that borderline genius insanity. And first, geniusness is not you're smarter than anybody else. I am not smarter than anybody else. I've had more experience than most people have. I've gotten out of more boxes than most people have. It's those that were on the bottom that have to struggle and problem solve. Every time you solve a problem, your bubble of knowledge increases. And then when you see there's another problem, you have to overcome it, then you've got to get out of that bubble. So it's more of, I've been tortured enough and had to get out of enough boxes to have enough experience to see what's going on. And I know that, yeah, I could go around like those elites to push everybody into this other level by anger and force and fear and all of that. But that's just your insanity. What you need to do lovingly is work on your communication skills and do it lovingly. I'm trying to do that. I don't know if I'm good at it yet. Peace out.